Selections from the Scented Flowers of Sinjin-Ka by Martin Hart. Story 88, Knowing. High in the celestial mountains, in a remote cave, sat the Great and Holy Sinjin-Ka, deep in meditation. He sat this way for 100 years, bathing in the waters of eternal bliss, at peace in the nurturing womb of the divine. One night, during the magic of the twilight time, Sinjin-Ka opened his eyes. When the people heard of this, they gathered at his feet, and each night, for 91 nights, during the magic of the twilight time, Sinjin-Ka told to all who gathered a story. Listen, my beloved, and listen well, to the story that he, the great and holy Sinjin-Ka, told during the magic of the twilight time. They gathered in the great hall and listened in rapt attention, as one by one the greatest minds lectured one and all. When they finished talking and it was time to answer questions, a young girl in the audience stood and politely asked her question. Where can I find knowing? The scientist answered, well, first there's up and then there's down, depending on the laws involved, and it all begins with a hypothesis and slowly builds from there. You take the biggest thing you find and try to make it smaller, then find the smallest thing you can and try to make it bigger. In short, E equals mc squared. The mathematician answered, you square the number, then multiply, then calculate the hypotenuse. Then add the sum of your equation to find the sum of x. Place your numerator on the denominator, making sure it does not fall down. Then divide infinity by the whole, making sure you show your work. In short, mc squared equals E. The poet answered, listen to the singing stars dancing in the magenta sky, and hear the eternal laughter of the dappled leaves on high. Tit woo, sings the goony bird. Tit woo to you too, says I. In short, it's all in the rhyme and the rhythm, and in the way it looks on the paper. The philosopher answered, knowing is but an ephemeral thing, depending on the knower. It shifts and changes over time, but then time's an illusion, so it really doesn't matter. Knowing, like the knower, is unknowable, an object of subjective reasoning. And I'm not really speaking to you because I'm not really here. In short, life is a giant lunch bag, and we a mere ham sandwich. The artist answered, reach into your soul, my dear. It's there you'll find your answer. Splash bright colors on the knowing and stay away from form. Spurn all convention, let it fly. Follow the rules no more. Except the rules I give you, they're okay. In short, stay away from pastels, my dear. They're all so not in style. The teacher answered, pay attention in my class and listen to me well. And if you do your homework and pass all tests and quizzes, then you'll surely know. Knowing is the gift I give to those who meet my standards. In short, A, you know exceptionally well. B, you know well enough indeed. C, you're average in your knowing. D, you know enough to pass. F, you dummy, you know nothing. Theologian answered, knowing cannot be known, my child. God's too big for that. Better to leave such weighty matters to the temple priests. But what I surely know is this. If you attend the holy temple once a week, especially on the high days, and if you tithe 10% of all your earnings, you'll surely go to heaven. And while we're on the subject, Give to science what belongs to subject, the science, but the rest belongs to us, goddammit. The scientist and the mathematician nodded politely in agreement. In short, what we do know is this: 3 angels can fit on the head of a pin, 2 skinnies and a fat one. When the young girl left the great hall, she was dazed and much confused, more so than before. Where can I find knowing? She asked herself many times, but could not find the answer. One day, as she watched her little brother gaze in awe at a snowflake on a mushroom, she knew. There's knowing in the wonder, and wonder in the knowing.